rights every American citizen should have. They should have equal opportunities and the right to vote. To try to solve this problem, the government passed the Voting Rights Act of 1965. The Voting Act ensured people the right to vote without being discriminated against. This is what the government had to say about voting rights.
Millions of Americans are denied the right to vote because of their color. This law will ensure them the right to vote.
America was built on the ideal of equality. Nothing is more important than the idea of one person, one vote. But it's starting to appear that it's all a lie.
Voter suppression in America is real and is happening right now.
Even the most conservative estimates, the numbers of Americans who could be disenfranchised by voting laws on Election Day are an affront to our democracy.
This seems so petty and so ridiculous that there would be a movement among a conservative group of people across the country to literally try to disenfranchise American citizens.
I can't but won't be able to vote because I don't have any birth certificate and ID.
New level of debate that is emerging over voting regulations after North Carolina has enacted some of the toughest voter ID laws in the country now. At least 3 civil rights groups and the Justice Department are threatening lawsuits over what they claim is discrimination.
No ID, no voting in Pennsylvania. That is the bottom line. Other states do allow eligible voters who lack ID to cast a ballot by affirming their identification in an affidavit at the polls.
The Voting Rights Act was gutted by the Supreme Court in 2013. The very law that Americans fought and died for became a footnote in history. But John Lewis and others like him are continuing to fight. John Lewis is a hero of the civil rights movement. Having grown up in the segregated South to 2 parents who were sharecroppers, he saw firsthand what inequality looked like. These experiences led him to become the chairman of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, where he organized boycotts, sit-ins, freedom rides, and protests. He was also part of the Big Six and the youngest speaker at the 1963 March on Washington. Eventually, John Lewis committed to fighting the system from the inside and was elected to the House of Representatives of Georgia. John Lewis risked his life for equality and is considered a leader of the civil rights movement. John Lewis now focuses on political rights and people's rights to vote.
Almost 50 years ago, I gave a little blood on that bridge in Selma, Alabama for the right to vote. I am not going to stand by and let the Supreme Court take the right to vote away from us. You cannot stand by. You cannot sit down. You got to stand up, speak out, and get in the way. Make some noise.
As young people, it would be left up to you to get out there and push and pull and make America live up to the dreams that you have and that your children will have and future generations will have.
And something that we could do to prevent this is to protest or to have a petition signed so that nothing like that would happen, and so that no one is discriminated against, and so that no one is made unable to vote when their decision actually counts.
I really feel as though young people need to educate themselves on the laws, the amendments, anything that has to deal with their rights as opposed to getting it from hearsay. So educate yourself.
We get informed that our education is going well and inform our parents that it's right to vote. And we can protest against or write like a letter to the government or whoever's running that.
This can't just be an issue for African Americans. If we are going to live up to the vision we set for ourselves, everyone must care.
There is no Negro problem. There is no Southern problem. There is no Northern problem. There is only an American problem.
My mama was raised in the era when clean water was only served to the fairer skin. Doing clothes you would have thought I had help, but they wasn't satisfied unless I picked the cotton myself. You see, it's